My family only noticed my existence when 10,000 strangers started cheering my name. Here's how I finally stopped waiting for them to see me. My name is Neena Sharma, and for 3 decades, my achievements were the wallpaper in my family's house. Always there, never remarked upon. 3 weeks ago, I decided to run one last test. I sent a message to our family group chat. I explained I'd been selected for the National Biomedical Innovation Medal, that the ceremony would be broadcast on a major news network, and that it would mean something if they attended or even just watched. I saw the typing bubbles appear and disappear, my breath held. My older brother Arjun replied first. He called it a glorified participation trophy, and said he had tickets to an indie rock show that night. My mother's response was a single shrugging emoji. Then my father wrote the words that sealed it. Don't hold it against us if we're busy. As if my life's pinnacle was an inconvenient grocery run. I read their replies twice. I didn't plead. I didn't explain that the Surgeon General would be presenting the award, or that the algorithm I'd built was already diagnosing rare diseases in seconds. I just typed one phrase. No problem. I placed my phone on the table, screen down. That quiet action changed everything. The night of the ceremony, their concert tickets didn't shield them from reality. While they were in a packed arena, my face flashed across the venue's giant concourse screens during a news break. My name was announced to a national audience as they stood in line for drinks. Suddenly, everyone around them knew who I was long before my own family did. To understand this, you need to know the Sharma household. I was the easy child, the reliable fixture. Arjun was the son we all orbited. His soccer matches, his drama productions, his needs dictating the family rhythm. My younger sister, Priya, was the charming free spirit. I learned to solve problems silently, filling out forms, then a pilot program, then something hospitals across the region began to adopt. My mentor, Dr. Evans, was the first to treat my obsession with data as a gift, not a quirk. When the nomination came, I kept it to myself. The invitation allowed for 3 guests. The image of those empty seats fueled my final quiet test. The ceremony was a blur of lights and cameras. When they called my name, I walked to the stage in a trance, accepting a heavy crystal obelisk. I thought of my family in that arena, utterly unaware that my triumph was being beamed into their space. Afterwards, my phone exploded. Not from coworkers but from the family chat. The tone had violently shifted. My mother wrote paragraphs about people recognizing her, asking if she was my mother. My father texted about how unbelievably proud he was. Arjun sent fragmented messages about the crazy coincidence of seeing me on screen. They marveled at the spectacle, completely glossing over their conscious choice to miss it. The next morning, the narrative was already being rewritten. They discussed local news features, which relatives to call, how to frame their story of raising a genius. I watched them try to retrofit pride into a history of indifference. So I drew a line. I sent one clear message. I would not participate in interviews about my childhood. I would not allow my work to be used as a prop for their redemption arc. The hurt of their dismissal, I wrote, was not erased by their public surprise. The backlash was swift. I was called ungrateful, cold, and dramatic. The old script demanded I soothe their guilt. This time I didn't. I muted the family chat for a year. I turned off notifications. I let the silence speak. The following months were a reset, not a victory lap. At work, the recognition brought resources to expand the AI's reach. I heard stories from doctors. Actual lives changed. Families spared the grief of a late diagnosis. I built a chosen family of colleagues and friends who showed up without being asked. Occasionally, echoes of my old life filter through. A cousin mentions my parents framed an article. I hear Arjun now name drops me at parties. I see these updates as bulletins from a country I no longer live in. The lesson isn't that success forces people to see you. It's that you can stop waiting for their permission to be seen. I built a life where my worth isn't contingent on their acknowledgement. Distance became my protection, not my punishment. You are allowed to build your own audience. You are allowed to value the people who show up for the quiet rehearsals, not just the televised performance. And you are absolutely allowed to walk away from those who only recognize your light when it's reflected back at them by a crowd of thousands. Your peace is the only award that needs no validation.